Happy Christmas Eve, Print fam. Got my Saturday hair going on because I haven't really gotten ready for the day. Finally got approval from my customer on the 4x6, so I got that printed this morning, and right now I'm working on a Christmas card, even though Christmas is tomorrow. But working on that. Let me show you what I'm doing, since this is going to be a new template that I have to make for the cutter. So the customer still hasn't decided on the font, so I'm sending him a few different ones. But this is 4 inches wide, 9 inches tall. So the artboard is 4 1/4 by 9 1/4, and this will be cut down to a 4x6, which fits in a regular number 10 envelope. So for right now, I'm going to save this and import it into the command workstation so that we can set up the cutting template. So let me get this saved and put into command workstation and show you how I set that up. Alright, so I have got the PDF in here. I turned it sideways and deleted the second artboard just because I'm setting up a template, so I don't need the back. So the first thing I do is import it, then I right click and go to impose, and this is going to bring up the impose window, which is way too big for you guys to see, so let's shrink it down here. So it automatically pulled in the fact that this was 9 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we need to apply the bleed, which is 0.25 on both sides. Come on, and click. So it applied it to both places. We want to do a gang up, and we want it to be a repeat, and we want the sheet to be a 12 by 18. So we can see right now there's 2, and let's actually see, can we change it to 18 by 12? Oh, so we will landscape it. There we go. Let's change the zoom here. There we go. And we want it to be, sorry. Anyway, I don't want it to be landscape. I do want it to be portrait, and I want it to be 4 by 1, so that way I can maximize the sheet count. Because unfortunately, with it being a 9-inch wide design, if I put it the other way, then 9 plus 9 is 18. So if I was doing a 13 by 19 sheet, then I could fit it the other way. But anyway, back to this. So we've got it portrait. We're doing 4 rows, 1 column, and we've got, if I bring this back over, shrink it again. So we need to define the gutters, which usually I do 3 millimeters or 5 millimeters, but I can never remember what that math is, so we'll do 5 millimeters, so 0.2 inches, 0.2 inches, and 0.2 inches. So this is going to put basically, it's not quite 5 millimeters, well, it's a little bigger than 5 millimeters. It's going to put basically a space here, here, and here. So now it's spread them out. And then we come here to marks and we go to define. And this is where we can tell it to print the trim marks if we want to. I usually do. And then registration and barcode, so it knows that I have a Duplo. I don't have the 646, but it still works the same. So I usually tell it to print the registration mark and the barcode. In this case, we want it to be in the top right corner because the sheet is going to be fed in that way. And this is the 0.1969, that's 5 millimeters, so that's fine. I should probably go change my bleed to that, so I'll copy that. And then this is where I can set the barcode text. So I don't want it to be 1 because 1 is for my business cards. So I'm gonna actually have to go look to see which one is available. So let's hold that thought for a second. Okay, so I can actually use number 3. So we're gonna go here and say number 3. And I only want to print marks on the front surface because I don't care about the back. So now if we come here, we can actually have a preview. So let's zoom in a little of where everything is. So we can see that we got the trim mark here, the trim marks here, all along the edge. So that all looks fine. The only thing that I don't like is that the print marks are basically touching the print. So what I can do is come back here to marks define, and this is where the offset is. So I can offset them, I think that's about 3 millimeters. So there we go. So now it's a little bit off the print, that way nothing is interfering. And you can turn off the printing for the text of the barcode if the print is too close. In this case I don't need to because it's not touching the print and it'll just be cut off. So I'm gonna leave it on. I prefer to leave the number on if I can, just because then I know what job it is. But now this job is ready to basically program in the cutter. So what I like to do is make a note of the settings on just a basic, like a business card scrap that I have, and I mark all of these settings. So I like to say that I set the gutters at the 0.1969, and I can look up the margin here so I can see the lead edge and then the right edge, so that I can program that in the cutter. That way it makes it really simple to just program in the software. So I'm going to mark these down, and then we will take you over to the cutter and program that in there. Alright, so I got this printed. I just printed it on black and white. So it's got the barcode there, all the print marks, the registration mark. Yeah, that's registration. So I'm gonna load that in the cutter. And then I got my notes right here. So this is just the orientation of the sheet. So I got the gutter, the lead edge, and the right edge. And then I want to program it to be number 3. So I come here to Wizard, and I say Wizard, and I say that I want it to be job number 3, and I click Next. And then I say that I want it to be 4x9, 4 up, 12x18. So I click Next. I click that it's a standard size piece of paper, 12x18. Next. The registration mark is at 5 millimeters. I could, if I wanted to, come here and select inches to millimeters, and it allows you to type inches. So I could type the 1969 and it should 0.1969. So you can see that it switched it automatically to 5mm because it knows that that's 5mm and that's what this accepts. So I'm going to leave it at 5mm. Now it wants to know the finished width. So I'm going to switch back to inches because it is 9.25 by 4.25. And there are 1 across and 4 lengthwise. The lead trim, so that's this number right here at the top, is 0.7047. And the side trim is 1.5. It's saying that there can be no center slit because the design is there. And then this is saying that it wants the gutter cuts. So again, I can type the 0.1969 and it's going to switch it 0.1969. It doesn't like it. I don't know why. So we'll just switch it. So 5. Alright. This is sometimes why I hate the Duplo. Because when you go to program this crap, it doesn't accept it. So it's telling me that this gutter cut can either be 0 or 7.7, which that's ridiculous because if I set it, so like say I set this one to 7.7mm, then it's gonna say, well, that has to be 0. And oh, that has to be 0. Well, that doesn't really help me. And I know why. I did it wrong. This finish size should not be 9.25. It should be 9. Because that's the finish size, not my artboard size. So 9 by 4. Let's see if that fixed it. The lead trim should still be the same. The side trim should still be the same. Still can't have a slit. There we go. That. So you gotta make sure you program it right or it messes it up. So again, 0.1969, and it's saying that it can be 0 or 3 to 27.9 or 32.9. So if I program my 0.1969, again, it's going to automatically change it to 5mm because that's what it knows it is. So I'm going to turn my inches to millimeters off. So now that's right. So now I've got my lead trim of 0.7 inches, my side trim of 1.5 inches, my gutters of the 5mm. They're all programmed right. I want no creases, so just click next. No perforations, click next, next. So now this is just confirming it's job number 3. For some reason, every time it switches it to 13 by 19. I don't know why. So I'll switch it back to 12 by 18. The job name, it has all of the program settings that we just went through. So you click download and click yes, and click yes. I want to override it because I already had a job number 3. So now this is saved as job number 3. So if I did everything correctly, push the test button, then these should come out perfect. Alright, so it freaked out because my gutter deflectors are engaged. So basically I lift up the cover here and I have to lift up these things. There's another one back here that I can't hold the camera and show you. And put this back down. So now the paper is jammed. Okay, so now let's try that again. They are perfect. So that's how you program a job in Fiery, Impose, and the Duplo. So again, now that I have some scraps, I usually will cut these down and I store them right here, all my scraps, so that I have these nice little one-off note cards that have crap on the back, but a nice place to write on the front, or vice versa, that I can use as a scrap. So now I have these bigger pieces of scraps that I can use for notes, and this template for 4x6 is now done. The only thing I have to do to make it double-sided is tell it to do duplexing, and then I'll save it as a separate template so that hopefully one day I can get this all figured out to do hot folders. But that's about it today, Print Fam. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm just making these last minute Christmas cards, and then we're gonna go to a Christmas party and not gonna do anything tomorrow, and we'll see about the following day. So thanks for watching, Print Fam. Thanks for being there. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, etc., whatever you celebrate. If you have any questions about what I do, why I do it, how I do it, leave it down in the comments. Thanks, Cam, for editing the videos. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you next time, Print Fam. Oh, I didn't meet my goal. Okay, bye.